Look at that. There's our stock. Genius Group. It's up. Shit. Whoa, we're up to $1.55.
Genius Group. Genius Group.
Yeah. This is unbelievable. I called it, guys.
It's going to the moon, guys. You gotta buy right now. Next week's gonna be the week. Big dividend, big pump, big short squeeze.
If you want to get rich, then you have come to the right place. This is my channel, John's Gold and Silver. This is actually John's Stocks and Crypto channel. But this is where people come to talk about various penny stocks that are going to fly, like Genius Group, which we made a lot of money on Genius Group, and there was not a lot of YouTubers talking about that one. Moon Market wasn't even really telling people to buy it. He mentioned it like once a long time ago. So I apparently got that one right. Moon Market totally missed it on that one. So that was really good. And today we got to talk about the marijuana stocks too, because this is something I'm heavily involved in and was back even in like 2010. So before we get to the video, I want to remind you that I rely on all of you, each and every one of you, for your continued support. And I must say, it is not going well, okay? I helped a lot of people make money in some of these stocks, but like Genius Group, but no one's, paying it forward, So you guys forced me to start a GoFundMe to get enough support for food for myself as well as a vehicle. So you guys, I know, you guys are really helping me out. I really appreciate that, okay? Don't get me wrong here. But I only make $60 a month from Patreon. This is barely enough money for my family's food. This is even forcing me to go get a part-time job trying to deliver pizzas. And I just went to the interview and he said, you got to provide your own car. Okay, and I don't have a car. I got a motorcycle. Do you think they're going to let me deliver pizzas on a motorcycle? I mean, what the heck, you guys? I need a little bit more support here. So to get that vehicle, to deliver those pizzas, I started this GoFundMe, okay? So I'll put the link in the description. I'm trying to raise $10,000 for a vehicle for myself, because I trade stocks during the day, and I can't take my stock money out because that's my operating capital. If I take out all my thousands of dollars from my stocks, then I can't make any money doing that. So you guys are really forced me to do this. So we'll see how the GoFundMe goes, but please spread the word to everyone you know. So, but yes, I am falling behind once again, so I had to ask you for help. I'm really sorry, guys, but I have to, okay? So if you make a lot of money off of my videos, if you make $1,000, from GNS, I hope you're willing to pay it back a little bit. Give me at least $500. So it's really becoming a dire situation, and I see no way out, so I'm calling on each and every one of you. And now, okay, we'll get to the pot stocks, all right? Well, actually, we'll get to the markets first. The Dow was down 16, the S&P was down 25, and the NASDAQ, which is the major tech index, that was down 144. And we know this thing has been flying, okay? I've been watching the charts on this, and I believe that the NASDAQ is going to form a very familiar shape, a very familiar wedge-type pattern. And then we're going to break out, I think, in the coming months. I think we're going to really break out between 4 and like 7-8 months. And then the markets are going to really go crazy. But and I would not be surprised if we have a pullback in some of these stock markets, because I can see that the chart patterns are not looking super positive, and we're also going into recession, okay? The market's consolidating a little bit today because it's being pressured, because there are signs of a recession coming. I'm seeing a lot of stress on the banks in my research, a lot of poor manufacturing data coming out of the US and China. Energy prices are rising, and this is not good for stocks, guys. It's good if we get inflation for stocks, and I think that the inflation is coming. But rising energy prices is not good for companies, especially if they have to deliver things, trucking companies, whatever, guys. So, we're waiting to see what the Federal Reserve does. The Fed's going to do something on, I think it's supposed to be between the 18th and the 20th of September of this month. So I'm going to tell all you guys what they do and what happens, and how it's going to impact our future investments, how it's going to impact these markets. So please come back, I'm talking about key stuff on here. And we're going to see how this situation develops with these rate hikes. So Jerome Powell is going to speak, and I think that they're going to remain unchanged. There's a slight chance, I think, that they're going to increase it we look to the bond market, but I don't always agree with what the bond market has to say. But usually these powerful people don't want to surprise the markets. The Fed doesn't want to surprise the markets, so they're going to kind of do what the market's expecting. So they could raise by a slight amount or just pause. Either of those scenarios is kind of what's expected. Oil is surging higher. Maybe you've heard. And I would not be surprised to see oil pull back, all right? So, but if you do like oil long term like I do, you can look into the stocks IMPP, PAA, that's Plains All American, Petro Brazil, that pays a massive dividend. I've got some of my Patreon members own that one, okay? WTI, SWNINDO. So these are some of the oil stocks that, you know, we can get into for the long run. And I think ultimately oil is going to skyrocket in value, okay? I think oil is going to go to $200 a barrel in the next 3 years. So all these oil plays are going to, they'll eventually work out, I believe. But you don't want to buy in too soon or to get options that are going to expire in a month, because then oil could easily we could definitely see a pullback here in oil. Because it runs up like this a lot. It spikes quite often like this. This is not out of the ordinary. What we should expect is a pullback, okay? I think there's, 70% chances of a pullback, like right around this level. So we could even, if we do get that pullback, if oil does pull down, that's when we should look to buy these options in these specific oil stocks. I'm going to be coming out with my list of the best oil stocks. For the Patreon members, I'm going to be doing that soon. So please join up. If we get one person that joins up, I'll do it today. If not, I'll do it tomorrow. So, yeah, I think oil is going to 200. Ultimately, I think it's going to 400 a barrel. We can make massive profits in some of these options in these oil stocks. So that list I'm making, it's really one of the key things on the entire internet. It's going to be a realistic thing that comes out. So I've been in oil for a long time, so I know which stocks are the most volatile, which ones have the potential to move the most. So gold is only at $19.12. To me, that's still expensive, okay? I'm a silver guy. Silver is at $23.07. And I really like silver at these low levels, okay? When you think silver is going to go up, you could buy the AGQ. That's the Leveraged Silver Index, okay? So if you don't want to buy a real physical, if you want something that's still going to benefit from the price of silver and go up when silver goes up, go down when silver goes down, that's called the AGQ. So some people, you don't want a lot of physical for whatever reason. You just want that ability to buy and sell in an instant, okay? And it's a little bit harder to get out of your physical, because it might take you a few hours to drive to the shop, to get the cash, and then who knows? I do believe you should hold some physical silver though. Okay? So Bitcoin's it came up to a little bit over 26,000. We can look to get it in. I'm going to be coming out with my list of all the crypto stocks too. So please join up with Patreon. That'll be coming soon, okay? If we get one person today. If not, come out tomorrow. So yeah, I'm looking for Bitcoin to take a final dip. When we get this final dip, that's when we take action. We buy options in these crypto miners, okay? So we're going to make potentially 50, 100x our money. Because we know ultimately Bitcoin, all the cryptos, they're going to surge. They're going to surge again, okay? They're going to go peak again, and I think hit all new highs. I truly believe the cryptos will hit all new time highs within 3 years. Probably less than 3. So it's going to be within that 3. So we've got to get some of these stocks now and get ready to get the options, because you don't want to miss it. If you miss it, you're going to miss thousands and thousands of dollars. Yeah, the biggest thing about investing is hesitation. If you miss it, if you're too early, you don't want to be too early, and you don't want to miss it. So you've got to get right then and there. So this is key stuff that I'm going to be coming out with. I don't think anyone else is doing what I'm doing. With the exact accuracy, like GNS, like how I called that, exactly accurate. I said it's going to go up, sell on Monday. I told the Patreon members Monday would be a good day to sell. That's it. No one else. Moon Market wasn't doing that with GNS. I mean, he just says it's going up. You have to just figure out when to sell yourself. And I give you the direction. Sell Monday. Okay? So that's what I bring to the table to be able to do for all of you. Pot stocks have been having a, I would consider it a small rally, okay? Some of these pot stocks are up about 4x. That's a pretty small rally because the pot stocks have so much more potential to go. And these small rallies are quite common in the marijuana sector, okay? I'm not lying to you, they're quite common. We've had plenty of these rallies where they pop up a decent amount and then that's about it, okay? I was telling one of the Patreon members that these are getting a little bit toppy yesterday, okay? What did I do yesterday? I sold my marijuana stocks yesterday. I told one of the Patreon members, Ramiro, I said, I think it's a good time to consider lowering your positions. I said, you know, if you could short these, then we would do it, obviously. These pot stocks came up too much. You got to sell them, you know? I'm like freaking out here. I'm going crazy. Because people are buying in at these high prices. That's how they get you. Some of these Patreon members that I'm talking to, they're the same members that I have noticed that they bought things at peaks, okay? Because when do you hear about a stock? You hear about it first, usually, when it's high. And when people hear about it and they say, oh, it's way up, that's when they buy it. So you got to avoid that, you know? Like I bought GNS when it was cheap, and I told all of you, okay? So yeah, you got to buy things when they're cheap. And then sell them like now, like the pot stocks. So we had MJNA, that moved up from 0.0028 to 0.007. So that's a little bit more than a doubler, I think. We've had the biggest winner, Canopy Growth, went from about 40 cents to $1.69. You know, it's really a small rally for the pot stocks. These things can go crazy. It's just not time. So I do believe these pot stocks will now come back. Those will drift back downwards. Msos, that is the medical marijuana index. So that only went from $4.85 to $9, and now it pulled back today. A lot of these stocks, they pulled back today. So my call yesterday, sell yesterday, pretty much dead on. Yeah, some of the Patreon members have access to ask me. They can call me up and say, hey, what should I do? I talked to one of them, got him out of some. He still said, oh, I want to keep some. That's how everybody always feels. I want to keep a little bit because I'm getting so hyped up and so bullish because the things have moved up so much. What if they just keep on going? Typically, I think there's a 90% chance that it's really hit its toppy now because we don't see any evidence of a true sustainable rally. We saw a little bit of news and a pop for a week. The true sustainable rally cannot come until the Federal Reserve lowers these interest rates. There's not going to be any true, real sustainable rallies, okay? Until they lower the rates, even in the AI. So we've got, yeah, Green Grow, GRNH, what's one of my favorite penny stocks. Probably go out of business, but if they don't, probably become a millionaire. If this is still around for the run. PHOT, that's another crazy penny one. Those are the ones you'd be like, oh, I'll put 200 bucks in because it could go to zero, you know? Stuff like Kronos Group, High Tide, you know, those you could put a little bit more money in. The Msos, you put a little bit more money in that one because that's not really going anywhere, okay? You can buy options and some or all of these, okay? But I'm looking for these prices to pull back down. Investing, you got to play the long game, you know? You don't want to shoot all your money, get rid of all your money too soon. Then what do you have to buy for when that real dip happens? So you should be saving some of your cash for, I think if we get this real dip, that's going to be based on, you know, the economic slowdown and everything. And then of course, the dollar is strong right now too. So that's pressuring some of these markets a little bit. Yeah, so you can go long on some of these if you want, but I think, you know, the time will come. So I'm not really going along on too many of these right now. All right, I'm still holding a lot of cash in my account. I have a lot of money, just a lot of cash, and then you know, ready to take the action. So now, if anyone knows that, I already talked about all this stuff. So yeah, oh, why the pot stocks went up? The Department of Health and Human Services suggested easing regulations for marijuana laws. Okay. Now Biden now supports medical marijuana legalization. Biden is kind of flip-flop, like that John Kerry guy back in the day. And now if Biden is more in support of marijuana medical legalization, you know, I think ultimately we all know it's all going to be fully legal. Okay? So we can look to go long soon. I'm telling you. Owning these things, keeping them in your account overnight, it's not going to be good. You know, we want to wait till the buy moment, till we're supposed to buy. Okay? You got, you know, patience is key. So, I was, yeah, told you I was telling some people to sell. So, yeah, I sold a lot of my marijuana stocks yesterday. The real rally is not here yet. I'm going to go through some of the other stocks of importance. Okay? Oh, yeah, Bitcoin. Well, Bitcoin, I didn't write it down, but I think it was around 26. I think Bitcoin, the chart, it's looking bearish, okay? And because of all the economic conditions, the possible slowdown, the higher rates, I see Bitcoin coming down more, okay? So we can look to buy some of these crypto mining stocks. We can make a fortune on them. So if we do get that dip in these cryptos one more time, and these stocks like HUT go down, MARA, Riot Blockchain, all these, we can look to buy that dip, okay? So join the Patreon to get the list of the top ones. And I'll be more specific. I'll say buy options in this one, buy $4 option calls in this one, buy $6 option calls. I'm going to tell you guys, but we need more Patreon members to join. I haven't been getting anyone lately. When I started with Genius Group, I got like 23 Patreon members in like 2 days. Because you go, oh, I guess he knows how to pick stocks then. So they all just, okay, we'll join, you know. Which was nice, but it still doesn't pay the bills. So we've got Barrick Gold is at $16.05. If gold comes down, you can look to buy Barrick Gold that pays a dividend. We've got Ford Motor Company is moved up to $12.45. I told you Ford was looking good because Ford, it goes in this range, and when it's down there, when I told you it was like 10, 12 or 11 something, so it's going to probably go back up. EVLV, that pulled back down. That chart is very predictable. It's one that you can day trade very easily. And if it holds true, then it'll be a good buy right here. So EVLV, possibly a good buy right here. Okay? I really like that one, big time. Because they make those machines that you walk through, the security screening machines. They're non-invasive, so they have a really great technology. And it's a real company, unlike some penny stocks that aren't real. And they're getting their machines put in Buffalo, which is Buffalo, New York, right by where I live. They put them in the Buffalo Public Library, so when people walk in the library, if you got a gun on you, it'll find it right away. So, I mean, EVLV, I really like that one. I think it could go, it's a $15, $20 stock in about a year. So that's one I'd like to go long on, okay? And I do. I have some. Yeah, Kronos Group, after hours, is down even more. It fell 15 cents today. Yeah, good thing I sold. We always see these rallies, and everyone always gets excited. So just don't forget that I said that. Don't get super excited. Look, when these are going up right now, get super excited to sell. When it's the real rally, I will tell you, I'll be like, double down, get more, get these options exactly as I say it right now, this particular strike price. I'll be telling you exactly when it's time. I don't think this marijuana rally right now is the full real deal. It's not the sustainable one because the economic conditions are such that it will not allow for the real rally yet. It's coming. High tide is $1.74. WISA, I think that was one moon market call. That one's down, of course. AI, artificial C3 AI, that one's down to 28.12. That one could keep coming lower, I think. Yeah. Blink charging that's at $3.81, up 20 cents today. I knew those things dipped way too much. Remember I told you I said I bought ChargePoint the other day. It's $5.07. Look to buy dips, okay? We've got what else is there that's important? Oh yeah, the Neptune Wellness. That one did a reverse split. Neptune, NEPT, that looks like a buy right now, but it's not 100% guarantee, okay? I just said, to me it looks like a buy. I'll be checking that out tomorrow morning. You better believe it, NEPT, okay? Don't start buying it because then you're going to make the price go up on me. That's why, it's dangerous for me to even tell you what I'm doing. but try to keep that just for the Patreon members, okay? We've got gold stocks. I Am Gold, New Gold, Gold Resource, all up today. Oil, INDO, Indonesian Oil Company. That's the meme one that'll go, it went up to $45 before. Right now it's at $4 even. That one will be huge, but we need a massive spike in oil. And that's going to be oil. If we get inflation, that supports a higher oil price. That's going to be part of it. And I think war into the future is going to be part of why oil skyrockets too. So we saw back with the Ukraine, oil hit like 130 a barrel. I think we're going to see oil go crazy. Yeah, canopy growth is down, yeah, 35 cents. See? I told you guys, I was telling you to sell if you're watching the video. Because I've been watching the pot stocks for years. I've been into these since like 2008 or 9 or 10, you know, when I first started watching them. You know, backed holdings, the crypto one down to $1.26. Yeah, oh, Bed Bath & Beyond tanked. It's down to around 19 cents right now, but it was 25 cents yesterday, okay? That's ridiculous. So Bed Bath & Beyond continues to punish shareholders, and it continues to punish a lot of people that buy it. But it'll do that. Remember how GNS punished us for a long time? Remember how I first bought in at 85 cents? And I waited and I waited and I waited and I went down to 50 cents? And I'm like, what's going on? We know it's going higher because of the SEC filings and all this top secret information. But it was so scary anyways. Even though you know 100% it's going up, it was scaring us. We were like freaking out. We're like, this is not right. Are we off script? You know? But yeah, with GNS, we were on script the whole time. But yeah, of course, we got a little bit worried there. Who wouldn't? Look at BOIL. B-O-I-L. Because we're going into the cold season. And that's a leveraged natural gas ETF. And I think natural gas is somewhere around $2.50 last time I checked per unit. So possibly BOIL going into the cold weather could be a money doubler, maybe double or triple your money. No guarantees. But yeah, usually when I have a feeling like that, it turns out to be right. And then I always go, why didn't I buy enough of that, you know? So yeah, BOIL probably go up. It'll probably go. Definitely since the net gas is kind of cheap here. We could get one more dip though, like I said. I'm calling for one more dip in energy prices. And it's going to be accompanied by bad data. Bad manufacturing data, all kinds of crap. And there's also the possibility of a black swan. We could be going to battle here. You know, with China, there could be all kinds of problems. Also, guys, remember you got to save your money. Be very smart with your money. Because we're going into really tough times. Inflation is not going to stop at all. Inflation is only going to... It came down here, even with the rates as high as they are. You know, getting a home is like 7.5%. You know, the Fed funds rate is really high. With these rates as high as they are, they still can't stop inflation, okay? Inflation's higher than it should be, and they all know it. So, I think they might raise rates one more time, and then that'll be it. But yeah, we're going into tough times, like I said. It's good to prep. It's good to have extra food, a lot of canned goods, canned kidney beans. My #1 food is rice, okay? Also, it's good to have... because, you know, vegetables don't last forever, okay? It's good to have these green powder drinks, like wheatgrass juice, barley grass, because that way you're getting all the benefits of those green vegetables, and they last for a long time. These green powders will last for a couple years, okay? 2 or 3 years. So get those, you got to prep, get your silver, because I don't know what the future holds, but I can only assume that it's going to be very bad. There's going to be people losing their jobs because of the artificial intelligence. There's going to be actual robots into the future that take the place of humans. They don't have to pay for insurance. They don't have any of these expenses. I do truly believe there will be real robots probably in the next 20 years, and they'll be beginning to take all of our jobs, like walking and talking. Okay. I also believe that they will have sex robots as well. I know a lot of you guys that makes you very happy because you've been waiting a long time. Not me. I don't need that. But that is a realistic thing that is on the horizon. It's coming. I'm watching for it. Okay? So I can inform all of you guys when it's ready, when it's here. So we're going to have the AI revolution that's going to probably destroy a lot of the people's lives, and it's going to destroy the middle class, right? So what you can do to prepare is just get a lot of silver, a lot of gold. We got to get our money ahead. We got to get our money right. So invest in these markets. I'm saying a lot of things that I think are going to be good. We can make a lot of money, put that money into real money, gold and silver, and that'll protect your family. And then you can use that gold and silver to buy businesses, to buy houses, okay? To invest in partial ownership of other businesses, whatever you want to do. And you should always invest in what you know, okay? And then the other thing I'll just mention is becoming a bag holder, okay? A lot of people are going to be buying these marijuana stocks at the highs of yesterday, and now they're going to see, ooh, maybe they're going to continue to drop. You know, what I'm saying is, no matter what stock it is, don't become a bag holder in a stock if you think that that company is not a really good, reliable, trustworthy company. Okay? So you don't want to become a bag holder in Genius Group, because over time, that's likely to continue to go down, 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 down. Same thing with digital brands, DBGI. Over time, these stocks will continue to drop over time. So what they are good for, though, is you buy on a dip. You put in a large, if you want to take enough risk, you buy on the dip. You put in a large portion of your money. Like, it's up to you. If you got 20 grand in your account, maybe you say, I'll buy this dip, I'll put in 10 grand. If it drops 1%, I'll sell or something, you know. Or if it starts to go up, I'll sell if it's up 15%. Or, you know, you got to have rules for yourself. I don't like to keep a lot of my money in overnight, okay? That's what a lot of these hedge funds want you to do. They want you to stay invested overnight and buy these stocks and become bag holders like Mullen. They want you to. So, but it is okay to have some good quality stocks for the long run, high quality dividend stocks, or even penny stocks like GNS for a swing trade. I held GNS for about 3 months probably, 2.5, 3 months. And, you know, we knew we were going to make a lot of money the whole time, but it's not a good time value of money. It's not a good use of your money to have your money tied up for that long. So be safe with your investments. Please go to the Patreon and support me, okay? You know, I'm doing the best I can do. It's just I need a little bit of support. And go to the GoFundMe, okay? Especially if you make, you know, if you make 5 grand off of one of my plays, and you wouldn't have bought it if it weren't for me, and you just made 5 grand, you know, give me a grand or something. Even I'll sell for 500, you know, 500. So, but yeah, other than that, the channel is doing okay. You know, we're getting by, just barely. I don't want to shut it down, but if it leads to that, if we don't get enough support, obviously we're going to have to shut it down because it's unprofitable. But I'm still in that period where we're trying to become profitable. You know, I'm willing to try a little bit harder, you know. So, thanks all of you, and silver to 1,000, gold to 10,000, all right? And Bitcoin to 120,000, or maybe 120, 125, okay? Crypto stock options, yeah, I don't know. We'll just get rich. I just know that much. We'll be filthy rich, all right? But remember, buy at the right time. Watch my channel.